Hi there, I am the CRM Ninja, and on today's episode, or rather tonight for me, but tomorrow is Olena Grischenko. Welcome to the show.
Hi, Ninja. How are you doing?
I'm good, thanks. And of course, the reason I say tonight for me, tomorrow for Olena, is because Olena is based halfway across the world in lovely Sydney, as you can see from my background, which is a beautiful picture.
That's a lovely background.
It did take me a while to find it. I like trying to personalize it for the person who's coming on the show.
Yeah, I wonder how you do this for hobbies which you don't share.
um, yeah, sometimes it can be challenging to find an appropriate one for some people, shall I say. I'm not going to name any names, of course, for this.
So
So,
far, I've been through books and photos and hiking.
yes, and there are some in space, and there are others all around the world, all different sorts of hobbies. It's. I find it interesting to try and find a picture for the person. So definitely a challenge because don't want to use the same one, of course. Every person is unique in their own way. So I understand you have a hobby of sewing, which you've come into recently. Can you tell us a bit about it and how you decided to take it up?
Yeah, that's a horrible story. This is the only, probably the only thing which I had a straight C at school for sewing, and I had this very complicated relationship with this specific thing. So I decided to, why not? And when we started wearing masks, I had this idea and projects about making my own masks, and
Ah,
I thought there's a great opportunity to buy a sewing machine, and everyone was just shocked that I'm buying sewing machine just to make masks, the face masks. Yeah, I'm not good at it, but I really like it. I cannot do it a straight line, but it's some sort of like
I love
creativity
how you.
thing.
I love how you say you took the opportunity with everything going on and making masks to buy a sewing machine. I often try and take opportunities to buy technology. My wife doesn't always agree with me on that.
Yeah, this I thought it's gonna just remain on that space where you put it in a corner, but apparently I did extra couple of projects after my mask project, so I have hope that I'm gonna continue doing this one by one. And
That sounds great. What's your most ambitious project that you have in mind to sew?
most ambitious, I don't even know. It's maybe some kind of like backpack,
Okay.
but you have to have a really good sewing machine for this because the material
Yes.
is too thick.
It's very thick. It needs the needle needs to go through it properly. Yeah.
Yeah.
Wonderful.
Some
Well,
people
I
say some
go
people
on.
say I'm not coming across as a sewing type. It's one of my clients saw this in my meeting uh, in a corner, and they just like, oh, you don't come across as a sewing type, and just like, how about I break this, kind of stereotypes and things.
I mean, the way that people are and come across, can be very different. I mean, Chris Huntingford, is a big bear of a man, yet he has a very soft spot for little pussycats. You'd never expect it of him. Heavily tattooed, heavily bearded.
Yeah, I like good. I saw good people. I actually like then people doing something you don't expect them to do. I have a friend of mine. He likes really like what is it? Knitting and
Yep.
doing all sort of crafts. But he is a big guy like this. Yeah.
It's interesting to see sometimes the hobbies that people have, which doesn't fit necessarily how they look, and then you realize just how much you stereotype them.
Yeah, it's a good learning for me. I'm trying to just that's one of the things I'm trying to do is start putting people in boxes.
Yep.
And yeah.
Wonderful. So from sewing to the oops factor, what experience do you have to share with us?
I have two stories for you. And I
Ooh.
watched Daryl Lavar episode last night, and he was telling something which resonated with me. And he said it in exact words. I told to my son the exact thing. You have to break things things to learn to build things. And my son was just, what are you talking about? I should learn to break things. And so it really like, oh, he's telling this story. So for some reason, it triggered another memory of mine, like my early uni years. And the
Okay.
story was made a big change in my life, actually. And it was so significant that for some reason I forgot about it for the first time, but now I'm willing to share. So we had, I was studying in computer science,
Okay.
and we had the group of super nerdy, smart people at uni, and there was one girl, she didn't come across as a computer type, right? So she looked a bit differently, and in lections, like she was always asking these questions. I was sitting there and thinking, why she's asking this question? She looks so stupid. And then she actually graduated with, he's got diploma with honors at the
Wow.
end. And I wasn't very good at uni because there were lots of maths. It's really like in Russia and Ukraine, it's really crazy how much maths you study in the different levels. And I wasn't good at all of it. And I was very good with computers, but not the maths part. So her story taught me, I was looking at her and I was thinking, she didn't look smart, or she didn't look knowledgeable, and she did look stupid, that she was asking stupid questions. But at the end, she was actually smart and knowledgeable. So I don't want to look smart or look like I know things. I really want to know things. For this, I'm willing to sacrifice this smart look on my face. I will ask as many questions as I need to actually know things. And it was a decision I made so many years ago. And since then, I'm not worried about asking stupid questions and to look stupid at the moment, knowing that the next time I will definitely know, I will be asking questions till the moment I definitely know what I'm talking about. And this is
Yeah,
something
it's very
which,
important. It is very important. I mean, I say both working internally as well as with clients and others, there is no such thing as a silly question. It may seem really, really basic, but especially us technical people, we use technical jargon. If we're going into a client, they may not know what something means. So, I say always ask the questions. I'd much rather people ask the question than don't ask the question.
yeah, there's some people just like looking smart, and they just learn a couple of terms and they just juggle them and just, oh, I look smart. I look like I know what I'm talking about. And you ask questions and you realize they have no idea what they're talking about. So, yeah.
Yeah, no, very good one. Okay, so that was story number one. What's story number
Mhm.
two?
And story number two is very personal. It's not that personal. Don't be don't be afraid. It's still
I'm not
about
afraid.
work. It's still about work. It happened. It means a lot. What I'm doing means a lot to me. And my mom was a developer. She's retired
Okay.
now. So for me, she's a role model, and I've learned from her. And I always wanted to be like her. And it was a challenge because I was different to not computer type, more about poetries and languages and other things. And my grandma wanted me to be some kind of teacher or something, and my family wasn't prepared for me to be a hardcore developer. But yeah, I think I was looking at my mom, and I really liked what she was doing. And as I mentioned, she retired at 65, and she retired as a lead developer.
Wow.
And for me, it was a challenge, right? My mental challenge, because I was seeing all those people, like the stories, like you have to be a developer, then a manager, then, a director, something like a career path, right? And for me, it was like 65, a developer. It's like, you didn't achieve much. And I was asking her questions, right? I was asking her questions like, Mom, why don't you want to do this instead? Why don't you grow your career to something like, And she
Yeah.
said like, I'm not really interested in this. I like what I'm doing. And I didn't quite understand it at that time.
Okay.
Okay, you want to say something?
No.
You want to say something? You want me to continue?
Go for it.
So I happened to start with development because I was changing countries. I lived in Ukraine, then I lived in Russia, then we moved to Australia on a skilled visa, and I was doing some tech work. I was enjoying it, and I started thinking, you know, I kind of don't want to be a developer, do hands-on work. Probably I need to grow my career, and then I stopped, right? So about 5 years ago, I found myself doing some management work, like managing other people. It was crazy. I tried to find a couple of hours to do some hands-on work just to keep myself sane. And then I had an opportunity with KPMG. Then they said, basically, we're giving you a cool title. You're going to be like a cool architect, but you're actually going to be doing hands-on work. And I said, I'm going to trick myself. I'm going to trick everyone. I'm going to go for it. And I spent another almost 3 years doing this, and I really enjoyed it. And I went to another company, and they offered me a really, really good role. It's kind of like a director level, middle something. But I was not. It's a big company, and a director level is quite a low management level in there. But it was still I was the only girl in the country with that level, so it was quite good. And I was so proud of myself. And it was the end. I said, okay, I'm gonna go back to hands-on work, and I had enough. It's not what I like to do. I struggled trying to find out, should I continue being a junior developer, or should I just grow my career to and I realized I really like development, and now I have my own company. I'm a director and developer and architect and everything, and a salesperson.
So many hats you wear.
Yeah, and it works just fine for me. So my learning was like all my struggles with all those words and ideas of how people see me, how I see myself, and what growing is. It was, I think it was quite wrong. So I really love what I do, and I do what I love. And this is my key learning, that I am a developer, and I'm not ashamed to saying, what's your role? I'm actually a developer. Like I'm doing coding, I'm doing scripting, and I like it.
It's, everybody has a niche which they really love doing, and the ultimate is for people to be able to do that, as a day job. I mean, they say work should be something that you love, it's something that you love doing, which incidentally you are paid for. It's not about the title. It's about, hopefully getting into the place, your comfort zone, where you're doing what you love doing, and that's what you do.
Okay.
Brilliant. Well, Olena, thank you so much for your time. Really appreciate you coming on the show.
Thank you very much. Looking forward to watch more videos.
It's an absolute pleasure, and we'll keep these going. So viewers, we hope that you've enjoyed this episode and learned some valuable things from it. Please take a look at the blog, take a look at the rest of the videos on the playlist on the channel, and if you would like to come on and share your own story, hit the link below, fill in your details, and I'll drop you a line to come on the show. Have a great day.
Thank you so much.